Peace, light, and love, YouTube. You know what it is. It's your man, J-Pharaoh. I appreciate you being here, spend time with me. I appreciate your energy, your focus. How are you doing today? Today is Friday. That I'm recording this is Friday evening, and I was just saying to myself, yeah, it's Friday. It's Friday evening. It's Friday night. But hey, it's still work time. Tomorrow's Saturday. Saturday's a work day. You know, one of my favorite YouTubers is Ralph Smart. I know many of us have heard of Ralph Smart, right? Ralph Smart said, the weekend is when we get ahead. We get ahead on the weekend. We put that work in on that weekend. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I know that is not always easy. You know, a lot of us have to work, the 9 to 5s. A lot of us have to work, jobs that are not really in alignment with our purpose, so that we can do, just because, for whatever, a lot of people disagree with it, but a lot of us feel like we have to work those type of jobs to pay our bills, to take care of our responsibilities, right? So yeah, while we're doing that, working that 9 to 5, we got to put in our working for our own business, for our own self, for our own lives. That's what I'm trying to do. I've been working all day. I did have a long meeting that wasn't really work, but I was putting in the work, and part of me right now, if you like me, you could probably go to sleep for like 2 days straight, just lay in the bed 2 days, and it's be amazing. But I told myself that, you know what, and I want you all to help me or hold myself accountable, and I'm gonna help you hold yourself accountable. Let's put that work in. So whenever you see this, know that it's work time. And we can plan the vacation. We can plan the vacation. We can plan for oh shit. Drop the sick. Oh! Did y'all see that? Woo! No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Hold up. I'm about to get up on this table, start spinning around in circles and chanting. But I'm just gonna take that as confirmation. I don't know. Let's get into the reading here. I'm gonna do a message with Maji Got the Teas, the Chosen Ones, 144 Oracle deck. Bada boom, bada bang. So I was just saying to myself that it's the weekend, but hey, Joshua gotta work. It's not a time in my life, and if you relate to me, it's not a time in your life where we can take these breaks. We need a break, right? We want a break. We deserve a break, yeah. But guess what? We've got a lot to show for it. If you like me, you've gone through a lot of stuff in your life and gone through a lot of periods of your time in your life when you didn't have a lot to show for all the hard work you had put in. If you're like me, you may have been, I became very successful in American terms, very young in life. So I went to high school, I went to college, and then I was getting these professional jobs, and things just was came really easy. And it came really easy because God had a plan to teach me many lessons. And I learned those lessons in great adversity and great spiritual warfare. I learned many lessons in losing a lot of things, because I had entertained devil energies, and I believe it's Brittany the Chosen One or someone on YouTube, a reader, who says if you let the devil ride, he's going to try to drive. It's the saying goes, if you let the devil ride, he's going to try to drive. And I learned that. I was playing with devil energies and got caught up in it. And I had to learn a lot of challenging things in many different ways. And a part of that was losing a lot. And maybe you, family, you can relate to that. So I had to fight, and I had to fight, and I had to fight, and I had to work so hard. And now we are in a place where We've gone through those trials and tribulations, and we've become different people. And now we have, as the collective, I believe the collective has been blessed to right now, even though the work may be mind blowing. Like we've been busy people, right? But we have not been this busy before. We're seeing a new world of busyness. And if you're like me, I've got strong Capricorn. So the busy excites me, and it keeps me from feeling like crazy. Because being busy can make people feel crazy, right? But for me and people like me and many Capricorns, many, hardworking, goal-driven, achievement-oriented people, we have to be doing something to keep us from feeling like, anxious or feel like something's wrong. Like if we're not achieving something, we're going to feel like something's wrong. We're going to look back on our lives, our recent days, and we didn't accomplish something. You know what I'm saying? Then it's that's not okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the cards. I'm really wondering what the message is. I'm very interested to hear it as well because I am a part of the collective as well, and I would love to just to see what is going on. A message for let's do God today and 72 hours. So like a 72-hour time frame. I kind of like doing it that way. I definitely need to get more decks. I want to practice my skills. I've got a New Orleans voodoo deck other than this one. But I'll be honest with you, it's not the easiest for me to read. Like some of these cards, like I've done this in a video. This is part of the New Orleans voodoo tarot deck. And it's like the Two of Pentacles. But I think I want, maybe because I watch so many, I said Two of Pentacles and said synchronicities 222. Love it. I'm gonna go ahead and take this card. And 555 is on there. I've been seeing fives like nobody's business. Like today, I was driving home from being in a different city that I had driven to for a meeting. So I was driving back to my city I live in, and there was one of those, like people have a birthday and they get their numbers blown up in a balloon. So there was this one big silver balloon that was the number 5 that was flying up in the air on the highway that I drove under. A big number 5. And I think that's a sign from Spirit. They know that the number 5, I'm not going to lie to you, it makes me nervous. Because it makes me nervous because, fives a lot of times may, indicate change is happening. And for a lot of us, change can be scary, right? It can be a scary thing. So that's kind of like how I feel when I see number 5s. I'm like, oh, but then I also have different interpretations of the number 5, like abundance and magic. Magic is what I was thinking. Abundance came out of my mouth, and because that card is abundance. I'm gonna take this card too. So, so I'm seeing 5s, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 14, 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. So you got 14, 14, that's 5, 5. And with master numbers, a lot of times it's 5, 5, you normally break it down to 10. You leave it at 5, 5. If it's 33, you normally break it down to 6, leave it at 33 as that master number. So I've been seeing a lot of 5s, and I'm not going to lie to you, like I said, 5s make me nervous. Have you been seeing a lot of 5s? Because, man, so I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm kind of bracing myself in a little bit of, nervousness that maybe something, a challenge, obstacle might be trying to arise. Some family members that I don't speak to, haven't spoken to in like 3 years, have been messaging me. And these are people who are very evil. And just even seeing their names come across my devices, it's kind of hard, you know. I've got up 3 cards, and the back of the deck energy as I'm saying this is remain calm at this time. What a lovely confirmation to simply trust God with 10:28 on the clock. Simply trust God, trust the divine, trust your higher power, trust your spirit guides, trust your spiritual team. Remain calm at this time. And it's been challenging because in the world, there can be so much chaos and confusion, so many distractions, right? So and for us that really want to tap into higher levels of existence, tap into higher levels of power, tap into higher levels of God, of godliness, higher levels of ourselves, our best selves. I'm also hearing let's take care of our inner child. Let's do things that's going to take care of our inner child. But saying remain calm. So as we're putting in this work, yes, it's a time where we may really deserve a vacation. We may really deserve a very long day in the bed. And God is going to provide that for us. We are going to manifest that beautiful vacation. And I pray that it may be a vacation, going on a vacation with your boo. So we're going to have to get a boo if you're like me. And we're going to have to plan a vacation. So, anything can happen. Anything can happen. I was just talking to somebody earlier, like all my times when I've ever been in a relationship, it's never been intentional. I've always kind of been going about my day, going about life, and met someone. And for me, it's kind of like when I meet them, I kind of know that there's a vibe. It's always been that way. I meet them and I just kind of know you're about to be my boo. You might not know you're about to be my boo, but I know. You know what I'm saying? And they've always became my boo. And that's why I have to listen to myself. A lot of times I also hear, this person's on some fuck shit. You need to maybe rethink it. And that's when I would not listen. So, always trust your intuition, trust your gut. If you're in a relationship or if you're dating someone and you're kind of seeing signs, these weird synchronicities, these messages from God that, you feel like are God's quiet whisper in your ear, and you kind of want to be like, is it God? Is it not God? Trust yourself. I was in a relationship one time where this person was cheating on me like a fucking hoe out of hell. And I was getting all type of psychic messages about it. I was in my very early 20s. And I ignored because I felt like I was in love. And, I was getting ready to get married for real. In my heart, in my mind, I was like, the lie of the person. So the person that I thought I was in a relationship with never actually existed. I don't even know why I'm going down this lane, but the person I thought I was in a relationship with was not a real person. The person who I was in a relationship with was a manipulator, an illusionist, someone who made me think that I was in a relationship in which I was loved. But in reality, what was happening was this person was reflecting everything I gave back to me. And I noticed, things like, I don't know why I'm getting into this like this, but let's talk about it, okay? I would notice things like big flag. If I were to use like a term of endearment, like I called the person my booski boop boop, then they would call me their booski boop boop and would never be able to come up with their own term of endearment, Or if I say, I kissed this person, 100 times, and it was like, 100 kisses for you. You know, the person would try to recreate that and try to kiss on me 100 times, and you could feel like it wasn't there. The love wasn't there. You know, the words I used were used back to me. The actions I took to show love were the actions that the person tried to mimic and mock back to me. So maybe somebody's experiencing that, and that could be a gem for somebody. But either way, I don't know why I got into that like that. I was talking to somebody about that earlier who was very cool into third eye stuff. But remain calm at this time. Let's get into the cards, shall we? Let's cut the deck again on ancient Egyptian ancestors and empath. And I love this. Do not worry. Okay. Love it, love it, love it. I love that we have do not worry and remain calm at this time. These two cards love to come out together. And I think it's because God and Maj, this is made by Maji Got the Tea. So I know Maji Got the Tea she's famous. So if you don't know Maji and you're watching my video, I don't know how that happened. But a lot of times, but I do rock with some really cool priestesses, like Priestess Aset Ra Amen, who people have met me through. Thank God for her. And some other really cool people that people have met me through. But Maji's on YouTube. Check her out. Maji Got the Tea. She made these deck of cards. It's an oracle deck she made. Do not worry. Remain calm at this time. Synchronicities 222 333 444 555. What was that? 1010 and 1111. So, what am I getting to say about this card? I told you I've been seeing 555 and just fives by themselves and 55 like at a scary frequency. I think God might be telling me, like, teaching me, helping me build my relationship with the number 5, so that I'm not scared of it. I'm just dropping things. You noticed this too, right? And I've been dropping things since I woke up. I don't know what that is. 444. I got a message recently, like when I see 444, to know that my ancestors are saying, work with us, call on us. We are here for you. Call on us to be present with you. 444 has become like an ancestor number for me. Ancestors saying, getting my attention. Sorry, I'm just feel a little, like my locks are like not laying like I want them to. See, like this stuff. Anyways. I twisted them today. I got them twisted today, so it takes a while for them to loosen and move. Anyways, no one cares about that. All right, so 1111 is a very powerful number of alignment, of twin flame stuff. If you are into that, it's also spiritual awakenings. 1010 ending cycles, completion of cycles. And this is a time where a lot of us, we have, like I was talking about earlier, we have completed cycles, right? Where there were times in our lives where we were going through some very scary shit. And a lot of things that we were going through, if people were to look at us, they would have never guessed it. And two, a lot of people, we would tell them, they would never believe it. That type of stuff, right? When you know. You know what I'm saying? You know your life. You've been through some things that people look at you don't know you went through. And if you told them, they wouldn't believe you or be shocked out their buttocks. They'd be shocked. Next card is abundance. We made it through those hard times, and we're now in a place where a lot of people, by a lot of standards, we are successful, we are abundant. And that's kind of like a scary thing for us, right? For me, I use myself to relate to you, right? Because I'm part of the collective, so I ask what's going on with the collective. I ask myself, what is going on with me? And I also try to, open my third eye, just be open, but, I just be trying to channel and process, abundance. So we made it through these hard times, and now find ourselves in a place where it could be a little shocking, because if you're like me, you're like, wait a minute, I really do have a level of success. You know, now some people want to try to compare me to others. They may not feel that way. But for me, I know that I have accomplished a level of success. I have become abundant to a very appreciated degree. You know, there's a lot that I have in my life that A, a lot of people would never have given to me. B, a lot of motherfuckers would have stolen and taken away from me if they could. C, 3, a lot of things I have, a lot of people would have blocked me and try to stop me from getting it, even if they couldn't get it, only because they didn't want me to have it. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't want me to have something. So they try to stop you, know what I'm saying? But God's blessed me. I've been able to bless myself, been able to work through these things. And I'm feeling like a really heavy energy all of a sudden. So I don't know who that is or what that is. If you're thinking something negative, it's okay. You know, try not to be judgmental. If you're being really judgmental to others, a lot of times, then you are likely being that judgmental of yourself. And that might not be very healthy. I know a lot of us in the collective, we can be really harsh on ourselves. I know that I can really, really mentally be really harsh on myself. And it's not, we got to accept ourselves and accept others. Again, you have to realize that no one is going to be your expectation, and you cannot expect yourself from other people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to give you you. You're not going to give me. You know, so we have to understand those things. Work with crystals. So if you have seen a good number of my videos, you may know that I love crystals. I have another thing I want to show y'all too. This is a Shango necklace. So if you're in the Orisha by the name of Shango, he's like a warrior god, a god of virility, a god of, you know, of manliness, basically. Not basically. Don't quote me on that. J-Pharaoh said Shango's the god of manliness. You know, some people may kind of maybe agree with that a little bit. I don't know, but I'm learning about Shango. But Shango is an African deity, African god. So this deck is from New Orleans voodoo deck. So in voodoo, you would be familiar with Shango. I don't believe Shango is specific. I'm pretty sure he's not specific to voodoo. And a lot of people are very scared when they hear voodoo. I myself, even now, I have a level of reservation and saying that before audiences, because I don't want you to think that I'm that familiar with it. But it makes itself known to me ever since my spiritual awakening, even before then. And that's all I want to say. And from the people who birthed me, I've said this in videos before as well, they pretend to be Baptist figures and actually hold positions within Baptist churches. But if you go in their houses, you might find in a box or in a corner or on a shelf or in a window voodoo shit. You know what I'm saying? Why does the church person who's up there doing the Baptist Christian church shit, no offense, why they got voodoo stuff in their house? But a lot of people don't want to believe me when I say stuff like that because they're not ready to have it, right? I mean, about crystals, work with crystals. Where did the card go? Work with crystals. Labradorite, one of my favorite crystals. Definitely, it's a very magical stone. This is like the wizard stone. You know, whatever is your superpower, your X-Men power, this takes it and look at that beautiful shine you see in there too. It's like purple in there. That's through the glow that you see. I've been wearing this very necklace with this crystal years. Oh my God, like 5 years maybe. And I leave them on. I leave my crystals on. You know what I'm saying? In most all circumstances, like it can be time for the hanky panky. I might pluck in your head with this crystal because I'm not taking it off. You know what I'm saying? Crystal just be, you know, a little TMI. Crystal just be bouncing around, baby. I don't take the crystals off. I might put it around my neck like that or something. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people be a little odd with that. It's like, I think he kind of cute, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, you know, they want to come over and shit, but he be wearing all his crystals and stuff all the time. Like, I guess some people know they wondering, like, what is up with that? Anyways, I don't know why I keep going on such tangents. You probably can tell I'm a little uncomfortable with my hair right now, but it's all right. So that's pretty much maybe, wow, it's almost 30 minutes into this. I really appreciate you taking time to be here. I don't know if people actually watch my videos too, like this far into the videos. But if you did, I appreciate you. And I would really appreciate if you would talk to me. Like the video, please. Comment, please. And share the video. Share if you're there. And I'm sorry if you ever made comments and I didn't get back to you. I promise you, when people leave me comments, it's not easy for me to just give a response. Like, I look at it and then I think. I don't know why I do that, but I think on it. And so if you've ever left me a comment and I haven't gotten back to you, or didn't get back to you after a while, know that I spent a lot of time thinking about your comment. I just didn't type it because it kind of, I don't know what it is. I think it comes from how passionate I am about this, and how much I appreciate you leaving a comment. And I'm a little introverted, a little shy. So I think that kind of factors into, if you notice, that it may take me a while to get responses to comments. But I'm getting better. I tell myself, you don't have to engage in such like a real conversation like that. You can just respond back, and that's okay, you know. Because I do claim that the day will come when I will have like thousands and millions of comments, and I just won't be able to get to everyone. So, and I'm looking forward to that. It does scare me. I do believe it and know it as my destiny. I made a video like 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago now, where I said God said that I was going to become famous off of doing this, doing YouTube, and not specifically for this, but it's going to be a part of it, and people are going to really know me for it. And I am so grateful to say that in that video, I had 4 subscribers. And I said, I'm not tooting my horn. I've got 4 subscribers. And today I've got over 300 subscribers. So I'm so grateful. So grateful. And I know God is kicking it up for me, because now when my videos come out, the views are like, I went from like getting 2 views in 4 months to where I can get like in like a day, I might get like 20, 30, 40 views. One day I got like 90 views in like 2 days. I was like, what in the world? What happened? And I was like, who shared the video? I could not find who might have shared the video. Brittany, the chosen one, has shared videos of mine before. Maji got the T has shared videos of me before. Priestess Offset Raw Amen has shared videos of mine before. And every time they shared my videos, of course, the thing would skyrocket. And I'm like, and a lot of times, to be honest, I'm just talking now. So people click off, they click off. But I would not post another video for like a month or two, because I would get so like overwhelmed. I was like, oh my God. I went from using my videos, get like 14 views in a month, and one of these very popular, successful readers shared my video, and I've got over 100 views or hundreds of views, and I've got all these people commenting, all these people liking the video, and I just know what I do. I just sit there for hours looking at the what's going on with the video, but but not post another video for like over a month, 2 months. I don't know why that was. I think maybe it's being shy, causing like stage fright. I'm very intuitive, very empathic. That's another card that came out, empath. So maybe I felt the surge of energy or something like that. This thing's just a crackling. And I made my last video, I was talking about cleaning. So how's your cleaning going? I cleaned the kitchen. I bought some more clothes. I need to do that just because just taking care of myself. I went to somebody who washed my hair and retwisted it for me. That was very important because I tell you, when I tell you this, when I tell you this all. What else have I done? I'm just saying this because in the video I was like, you. When we clean up, we help the next one of us do stuff like that. When we do something good in our lives, we help the next person in the collective. When a win for one of us is a win for all of us. So I'm going to leave it on that. I feel like I've been talking for a long time. Peace, light, love. I genuinely and truly love you all. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Share if you dare. And until next time, I'm your man, J-Pharaoh. Peace.